To understand the word biodiversity is to understand a circle. If you start somewhere, you finish somewhere. If you're living anywhere in the world, but specifically by an ocean, what you do on land ends up in the ocean, and what is in the ocean ends up on the land. We consume already like a credit card's worth of plastic every 2 weeks. If we don't stop the amount of plastic getting in our oceans, it's just going to continuously increase. This conversation we're having is to remind people that we are of the ocean and the ocean is with us. The Rise Up Residency is an activation project exploring the stories that the ocean would like us to hear. So we're literally taking the unseen, the unheard, the forgotten from the ocean, and we're putting them directly onto buildings in and around Margate.
It's using public art to raise awareness for what is, for me, a priority right now, is just to make people aware about how every little things we do have an impact, and if we all act together, we can make change. And I've seen Margate beaches every summer get crowded with people, and just in the end of the afternoon, just passing by and see pile of rubbish in the beach.
Rise Up Residency is a complete fusion of Rise Up Clean Up Margate, which is a local CIC who are actively going out during the summer period, cleaning up the rubbish off the beach.
So Rise Up Clean Up Margate was set up in about 2020, and it was basically a response to the litter crisis on Main Sands Beach. Well, the main issues with litter is obviously that being a seafront town, that a lot of the litter ends up in the ocean. A lot of people think that that is just a problem with relation to, affecting marine life, which it certainly is. But there is a much wider problem, which is that we rely on the ocean for most of the oxygen on Earth, and that comes from the marine life within the ocean. If we damage the plankton and the algae that grows within the ocean, then we jeopardise our own oxygen supply. Well, when we set up Rise Up Clean Up, we wanted to always have kind of public art arm to what we did, because it engages people in a kind of non-confrontational, playful way. It's a way of communicating a message in a way that is interesting, educational, it can be very beautiful, and the most important thing is that it's in the public sphere.
I am painting a figure that's in a red sea. Red kind of symbolizing the overheating of the world right now due to climate change. And she's in a way trying to break out of the cycle of our reliance on plastics.
I'm painting a heron, and I'm painting it because the herons suffer just as much as every other bird species that are affected by pollution and plastics and everything else that ends up in the ocean, which is what we're trying to raise awareness for.
I've done a spin on the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse with the seahorses, and each seahorse will represent a different crisis as such that we're dealing with in the oceans.
I never want to put something straight into people's brains. I like to allow them to watch and just make their own trip without any interference from myself. I gave them the ticket, they go whatever they want,
I don't just want to go around the world writing my name. This is why I separated from
doing graffiti and I went into street art because I wanted to be a voice to other people's issues. Inviting the children, giving them the brush, it makes them part of this. It's a way to empower people, to make them realize my hand is important in this. And if you tell somebody they are important, that's so good for the actual project.
If you try and explain to a child about pollution, E. coli, microplastics, they get bored. But if you have an image on a wall, it's a spectacle, and that image can communicate something without words.
I think art plays a very pivotal role in dealing with different issues that are facing humanity, especially environmental and sustainable issues, considering this is one of the biggest challenges humanity is facing right now.
If you want people to change the way they do things, I think art's the perfect medium because it opens up their mind in a way that allows them to welcome new ideas and new ways of living and being.
This kind of art, you can use the mess, the trash around us, and to do art again. You can show something people don't thought about, and now they can see it.
Be painting at a festival that has something behind it, you know, that's not just let's put some murals up and make a town pretty to tick some boxes with the council. Like, it goes deeper than that.
Because of all these activations happening at the same time, it's got more of a potent message. With each angle, there is a slight heaviness to the murals, which honestly is a bit refreshing.
Public art it's popular. If we're doing a residency like this where we're addressing things that people might not have normally addressed in their day-to-day life, then I think that is making the impact, right?
As artists, and especially as street artists, we have a platform where we can use our voices to inform people about pollution in the oceans or other things that's important to us.
It's here, en fait. The future, the planet die. This is now. You have to do the action.
Festivals, they produce a lot of carbon and they produce a lot of waste. That's what's amazing about Rise Up Residency, is because it's trying to facilitate this type of change in the movement and within the broader conversation.
So one of the factors that I'm really particularly interested in is how we deal with what our carbon emissions are. When we've been working on the production and the structure of this project, we've evaluated what the pros and cons are to every single thing that we've done. There is spray paint. However, we have also used Grafenstone, which is an eco-based paint company. One of their ranges is designed with graphene and lime to be able to absorb carbon, which means that before we've actually started to use the spray paint, we've already reduced some of the carbon within this environment. By the time we get to the end of this project, we will be able to evaluate what we have sequestered via the Grafenstone and work out the calculation of the emittance of carbon via the spray paint.
Over the space of a week, we now have exemplary murals from local, national and international artists, all based on one theme. I think it's really fantastic, and it's people are visibly inspired. That's an amazing thing.
They're amazing. They just add so much value to the town.
It's quality. I like it.
Just a warmer atmosphere, isn't it? Because if it's a grey day, which often it is, it's nice to have a splash of colour here and there. I just think it makes it a nicer atmosphere.